I don't even like cats.
Me neither.
Why are we doing this?
I think you said it was like an internet thing. It was your idea.
You people better like this. Terrible 2.
Minute review.
Just kidding. We love cats.
They are delicious.
Today we're going to review the game Tempurra from Yellow.
Tempurra is a 3 to 7 player card game in which super cute kittens are trying to eat through a huge mound of sushi, because that's apparently what cats do. And they're trying to avoid getting super bad indigestion in the process.
At the beginning of the game, players are dealt a hand of 5 cards. Then an indigestion card is added to the deck. It's shuffled in, and then you reveal the top card from the deck to start play.
On their turn, kind of like in Uno, they want to play a matching card on the top of the stack, or they can play a special card, or they can change the number by playing 2 identical cards. When they do this, they play 1 on top of the stack, and the other one gets discarded.
The reason that gets discarded is because in this game, on your turn, if you can't play a card, you have to draw up. But you don't just draw 1 card, you draw the total number value of all the cards that have been played so far. So if I couldn't play a card right now, I'd have to draw 14 cards.
When a player runs out of cards, he simply draws 3 more cards into his hand, and play keeps going until someone draws an indigestion card.
When that happens, the unlucky guy to have done that takes an indigestion token. He then reshuffles the discard pile, the play pile, all the other piles that are on the table. He reinserts the indigestion card, and he can choose if he wants to add 1 more indigestion card to the deck.
Once someone has drawn 3 indigestion tokens, the game ends, and whoever has the fewest tokens wins. Now, if there's a tie, whoever has the most cards in their hands win.
So it's a pretty straightforward mechanic, but tell us what you think about it.
Well, I kind of thought it was a little bit broken the first time we played, because everybody was trying to lay and not draw cards, so that first person who ended up having to draw cards would have to draw like 40 cards, and they only have the risk of like drawing 1 indigestion card, so they're not at risk of losing. And then with 40 cards, you're always going to be able to play. But then as we kept going along, we found that, you have to kind of balance between, do I draw cards so I can have cards to play, or do I hold off and try to draw as few cards as possible so that I don't draw more indigestion cards?
It's like a nice game of chicken with cats.
Exactly. So why don't you tell us about those super cute kitty cats and the theme?
Theme-wise, I think it works really well. I wasn't lying earlier. I actually don't like cats. I do like sushi, though, and I do like well-illustrated games. I think they put some really quirky and cool stuff into this one. They've got some like puns throughout that are kind of funny and stuff. I think this is the type of game where I have some friends who will probably play the game just because of the theme. So that makes it a winner right there for that. Replayability.
Like I said a second ago, the game kind of evolves as you go along playing it and your strategy changes, and that is definitely something that's going to bring me back to the game. This game is pretty quick to play and easy to learn. I think you could play it with kids just as well as with adults, and they'd be able to pick it up fairly quickly. One thing that might throw a wrench in that is the 40 cards in your hands, but it's not too hard to do. Being a small box game means you can take it with you wherever you go, and that's definitely going to increase the replayability. Enjoyability.
I think the enjoyability is high on this. It definitely works great as a casual filler game. I think it is kind of a funny concept with the cat indigestion, so there's like some laughableness to it. The one downside to the game is kind of as you get down to the end of the game, and these guys have big stacks of cards and you have like 2, it's pretty obvious who's going to lose and end up having to draw the indigestion. But sometimes you can kind of get by the skin of your teeth, play all your cards, draw 3, hang in there. So there's some, like shake up at the end, which is pretty cool. I think you're going to enjoy it.
Tantrum Mouse gives Tempurra 2 thumbs up. Tempurra is a 3 to 7 player card game in which players are super cute kittens trying to eat through a huge mound of sushi, because that's apparently what cats do.
The players
trying
aren't
to
the super cute kittens,
that's what I always say, Will. Don't mess me up.